You'll meet him.
The 1986 Winston Cup Stock Car Championship season is over. Its most successful driver is Tim Richmond, and he closed this year with a bang. In terms of race victories, this is the guy who won more races this year than anybody else. His 7th win of the year, and as a record crowd files out, here is the man they are saluting. And Richmond did it in magnificent fashion here this afternoon as he came to this racetrack, turned that spectacular qualifying lap, shattered the all-time lap record at this historic 30-year-old facility, charged to the front of the field, fell to the back with a broken suspension, came back and won the race. And right behind him, the man who is champion, Dale Earnhardt. Richmond is headed for victory lane now. We'll be joining him there in a moment and find out a bit about all that late race bumping and banging and all that spectacular action. Find out what was the key to this 7th win of the year for Richmond. Great performance today for Earnhardt as he fell deep into the field, got a lap down, battled back, put on that spectacular move that carried him into 2nd place in the race. And, of course, his championship is long since on ice. And for all of those people that you see down there, boy, what a day this is. It all started back in February at Daytona, and through 29 long races, they have done their thing, and now, at last, they get to relax. Ken?
Let's take a look at the standings this afternoon as they finish up this race. Tim Richmond, with this marvelous display of road racing ability, defeats Dale Earnhardt. I still think Earnhardt's going to be the guy they've got to be for the championship next year. They just seem to get stronger and stronger, Phil.
I think so too, Ken. But, you know, the second half of the year Richmond had, though, he's going to be tough, as will Waltrip and Bodine. So it should be a tremendous battle next year. And
Bodine finished in 3rd. Waltrip has a new team with his friend Waddell Wilson. They've come across 4th in this afternoon's race. The Waltrip Jr. Johnson team, and I think it's got to be a little dramatic down there right now as Darrell climbs out of car number 11 for the final time.
Well, I'm sure it is. They won 3 championships together, but second place isn't too bad. They managed to hold on to second, even though Tim Richmond won the race, so they have nothing to be ashamed of.
Joe Ruttman had a great day for Kenny Bernstein. He brings his car home in 5th place, and Bobby Hill in that last lap move on Allison gave him 6th position. Bobby relegated to 7th, Rusty Wallace in 8th, Neil Bonnet in 9th. And Terry Labonte finishes up the afternoon in 10th. It looked like Al Unser was in there for 10th for sure, but that was not to be as they had trouble with that car. You saw it smoking here just across from the start-finish line. We're going to be meeting Tim Richmond very shortly after his wonderful win again today. There were 14 lead changes this afternoon. 8 drivers were involved, 7 cautions for a total of 18 laps. Let's go down to Chris Economaki right now.
Well, Tim Richmond is just out of the car getting the cheers from the crowd. Win number 7. They've got a sign for him here. He's a happy soul. Hey, Tim, congratulations. What a way to wind up the season. What is all this on the side of the car, these marks here and everything? Who did all that?
I don't know. I just noticed it as I came out. Benny Parsons and I messed up. It was my fault, and Benny and I, as I was coming out of the pits, got together. I think that might be where it came from, but I want to say hi to my sister Sandy back in Ashland, Ohio, and my dad Al, and everybody back there. I wish you would have been here.
Oh, it was a great, great race. You know, you fell way back. What was the trouble with the car during that blue period of the race for you?
Well, actually, we were just catching up, not wanting to ruin it. You know, we didn't want to wear the poor thing out. We just wanted to be able to have a car dented to be able to race, and plus I was getting a little blister on my hand.
You got some blisters there. Okay, now they tell me you're going to change your lifestyle. What are you going to do now that the season is over?
Well, right now we're moving out to Hollywood or somewhere out here in L.A. and take some acting classes and do a little public relations work and kind of rest up out in L.A. now.
See you next year.
I'll be here, Chris.
Okay, back to you, Ken Squire.
We'll be back with more from Riverside in just a moment.
Charger for the season, Dale Earnhardt. For the day, Jeff Bodine. This will all be sorted out later. Champion spark plug racers of the race. One name nomination, guys, quickly. Ken Squire?
I'll go with Joe Ruttman.
Phil Parsons?
I got to go with Joe Ruttman.
2 for Ruttman. Pit reporters, Jerry Garrett.
I'll go with Herschel McGriff.
Chris Economaki.
I like Dale Earnhardt.
I like Dale Earnhardt, too. I get to vote last. Dale Earnhardt, the champ, is also the racer of the race. Ken?
Well, at 101 miles per hour, it was all decided today in favor of Tim Richmond over 24 other cars still running at the finish. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you back here in 1987 on the Superstation WTBS. For Dave Despain, Chris Economaki, Jerry Garrett, Bob Barcia, Phil Parsons, I'm Ken Squires. Our congratulations to Tim Richmond.